drinking wouldn't have allowed me to explore this other area of me and kind of was keeping me at this level. Like drinking, when you're drinking a lot, never elevates you. It never progresses you forward. All it does is just keep you here. Keeps you here. You know, you never have heard anybody ever say that I am really glad I started drinking again. Nobody's ever said that because there's no reason to be glad. If you've stopped and you've seen the positive aspects that drinking has made towards your life being improved in every way, shape, or form, it's like there's no reason to look back, and that's where I'm sitting right now. I'm really not even like, oh, I'm 100 days sober, I hope I can make it 100 more. I'm almost like drinking isn't even a thing for me anymore. I don't drink, and life has gotten so much better without drinking in every way. So I know a lot of people hit me up on Twitter about being sober. I know a lot of people always ask me questions about it. So I've been thinking about this for a long time. I want to form a place where people can get together and talk about issues with addiction. It doesn't have to be limited to alcohol. It can be any other addiction. I know there's every addiction out there. And even if you're having a hard time in life with depression, if you're having a hard time in life with your family, with work, anything, I know that everybody needs somebody to talk to, and not everybody has somebody to talk to. So I'm going to use Ruin Your Day as a platform for that. Every week on Wednesdays, I haven't decided a time yet, probably around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to have Ruin Your Day live for an hour. And basically what's going to be happening is the chat is going to be live, and that's going to be used as the floor for everybody to talk. I might be on a video feed answering questions to the chat. I might pull up some music that Ruin Your Day made to play. I might play some video in the background. It's going to be sort of a free-form vehicle type of feed. There's not going to be really a set thing that we're doing. The only thing that I want to go on is I want people to feel like it's a safe place to come into and talk and vent, talk to other people, maybe give advice. I'll be in there if anybody wants to ask any questions about being sober. I can give whatever advice I can for that. And yeah, essentially, I just think there needs to be a place like that. I think AA works really well for a lot of people because it's a community. It's a strong-knit community. You have a sponsor that holds you accountable for not drinking. You have other people that are going through the same thing as you. You realize there's a whole world out there of people that just don't drink. And that's rare these days, honestly. So I want there to be a place like that on Ruin Your Day doesn't have to be just limited to alcohol. It could be anything. You know, like my parents went through some heart problems this year, and that really devastated me. So, you know, I needed somebody to talk to about that. My ex-girlfriend's dog that I really love got cancer. My close friend just had cancer. So it's been tough for me as well this year, and I'm really thankful that I've had Ruin Your Day to talk to you guys about battle rap and forget about the troubles in my life, but I want to give back, and I want to create a platform where we can all come together and sort of be each other's shoulder to lean on every now and then. So just wanted to make this video to talk about me getting sober, my experience with it. Honestly, to wrap this up, being sober is like probably the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. Me breaking up with my ex-girlfriend that I love to this day has been the best thing that's ever happened to me too as well. It's really like jump-started me to make big improvements in my life that I'm really proud of. And yeah, I mean, I think anybody out there that's struggling with addiction, the first question you need to ask for yourself, if you're thinking that you might have a drug problem, alcohol problem, any sort of problem, is if I'm asking myself if I have a problem, I might have a problem. Do you want to take the next step to solving it? Do you want to get clean? Do you want to get sober? And all I can say is being sober is amazing. It's great. I would never trade it for anything. It works really well for me. Other people can drink responsibly. I'm not one of those people. I can't drink responsibly at all. So, yeah, guys, I just want to thank you all for helping me through my year of sobriety. You guys really made a huge difference in my life. I want to thank everybody out there that supported Ruin Your Day, all the patrons, all the people that did a watch episode, all the guests, all the people that tuned in for watch, everybody that bought merch, everybody that bought music. It means the world to me. So thank you guys. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Ruin an Hour, a safe place to talk about anything sobriety, anxiety, addiction, depression, life, and balance. My name is Kyle Gray. I'm the host of this channel and of this show. This show is live every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Same place, same time. The chat to my left is open and free for anybody that wants to discuss anything. If you're watching this later on YouTube, and you can come into the chat live, you can talk about anything under the sun. So feel free to get in here and discuss anything you want. Today, I was kind of just going to go and talk to the chat, discuss mental health. The holidays are over. I know that the holidays can be a really triggering time for some people, especially for me. I had a pretty rough holiday season, but we are out of it. We are in a new year, new possibilities, and we can all take steps towards being the person we're proud of. And yeah, there's this opportunity around every corner now. It's 2020, big things, right? We're in the year of the future. Supposedly we're in the year Blade Runner happened. So yeah, a lot of big things. So let's just chit chat with the chat, man. How you guys doing? How's everything doing today for everybody? Jacob, you had a rough few days. What do you want to talk about? The floor is yours, my man. But yeah, still sober. Been sober, I think it's a year and 6 months now, or a year and 7 months. Haven't been triggered to drink anything or at all recently. Last year, I was actually kind of triggered to drink around New Year's time. So that was nice this year to not have that. And yeah, it's been just kind of getting into the swing of things, trying to get back in the gym. The holidays really messed up my fitness. You know, you have nobody else to blame for yourself, and I hate blaming the holidays. Like, oh, it's the holidays' fault that I ate really bad and didn't go to the gym when I was visiting family in Colorado, but it's really my fault. So got to take accountability for that, get back in the gym, and get back to a place that I'm proud of. So, yeah, it was pretty difficult around the holiday. I mean, to be honest though, it's actually not difficult for me to be sober. If anything, it's really easy. Drinking is not hard to not drink for me anymore. It's I never think about it. I never am triggered to get drunk ever, to be real with you guys. There are other things that I'm struggling with, but it's definitely not alcohol. So, Stu F, I've recently decided to take a break from boozing, and I think it should do me some good. Fuck yeah, man. Definitely should do you some good. That will be incredible, man. There's so many good health benefits, and everything is better not drinking, to be honest with you. I can't think of one downside to not drinking besides not feeling the weightlessness of what being drunk and buzzed feels like, but I don't really think that's a good thing. I don't think that's a thing that we need in life. We don't need that weightlessness. We can get it sleeping, for all intensive purposes. You can get it having a nice meal, taking a shower, taking a bath, going on a long walk, something that's healthy for you. So there's so many good benefits to being sober. But how do you maintain your motivation going to the gym? I mean, I want results, man, and I like feeling really good, and I like feeling healthy, and when I don't go to the gym, I feel horrible, and that's really all that keeps me coming back is I feel like I'm not healthy when I don't go to the gym and when I don't move and exercise. I feel terrible because sometimes, everybody is oh, I'm not motivated to go to the gym. I feel like just being lazy, but what did being lazy, or not being lazy, but just chilling out, what did sitting on the couch ever accomplish anybody? It never accomplishes anybody just sitting still. So it's and I've kind of gotten to the mindset of working through pain and working through your issues and feeling them and being real with them can transfer over to something like physical fitness as well. If you think about, oh, I just ran a mile. I can't run another mile because it's I'm tired. And if you focus your energy on, I'm going to get through this, I'm going to run that extra mile, you can transfer that over to other aspects of your life, like whether it be me personally, like a breakup that I'm struggling with. I can be like, oh, I'm going to get through this pain and it will be better in the end. I can run these extra miles and I'll be finished. You know, there is an end in sight. So I've tried that don't drink for 30 days thing, but didn't like the white knuckle feeling of it. Yeah, Jacob, I did the same thing. I quit drinking for 100 days. And the same thing happened. Like when I got back into drinking, I just went twice as hard eventually when I got back into it. So I really just think like I'm not a person that can drink, and that's just it. That's like, I don't think I'm missing out on anything. That's just who I am. Yep. Be careful with New Year goals, disappointments. Taking baby steps is great. Agree with that. A plus. I think that ropes into the fact of having realistic expectations in life and not feeling entitled with anything, and also starting small. That could be said for anything in life. So I think that's great advice. A plus. Scotty, haven't been drinking. Kind of have the urge at times, but I think about the negatives of it. That's great. That's wonderful, man. I mean, like, that's what I do. That's what I do, and that's what gets me to not drink, is just strictly thinking of the bad aspects of drinking, you know? Like, thinking about, oh, after I drink, I'm going to feel terrible. Like, I'm not going to feel good. Like, it's going to be, like, a negative impact on me. It's not going to be positive. So, what's a good way to deal with pressure in any and all aspects of life? Internal slumber. Well, I mean, I think that's a subjective question. People deal with pressure in different ways. People can get stressed over pressure. Pressure can push some people to do great things. I'm kind of along the lines of stress is a necessary aspect to life, and you're going to feel a lot of pressure in some aspect of your life in some way, shape, or form. So learning to navigate that pressure in a healthy way is the best thing you can do, rather than, like, for example, if you're working at a job that's really putting you under a lot of stress, and your way of depressurizing or stressing is at the end of the day coming home and like smoking a bunch of weed or coming home and drinking, and like that's the aspect to removing that stress. I don't think that's a good aspect to removing that pressure, because all you're doing is just numbing yourself for a select amount of time, and then when you come back to work, that pressure is going to be there and that stress is going to be there that you don't know how to navigate. So learning how to navigate things in a way that's healthy for yourself, I think, is really, really important. And nobody can really tell you how to do that. You just got to figure out how to do that yourself, because everybody is different. Everything's subjective. Caleb, I'm late. It's going too fast. I'm late to this. I don't know exactly what we're talking about, but I'm a limited duty ATM. I'm in the military. I've suffered from bad depression. Just know you're not alone. Some of the greatest people deal with it. Caleb, first of all, thank you for coming in here. Congrats on being in the military. Hats off to you. That's incredible. And if you want to talk about your depression, man, let it out. I'm not the most like educated person on depression, but I'm always open to being educated on it and talking things out in here. So I'm with it. Ellis Fox, congrats on your sobriety. I've had troubles with depression and addiction. I still feel really down sometimes, but this new year I passed 2 years clean. Keep it up, folks. Ellis, congrats. That's enormous. 2 years. You got me beat. Scotty, dealing with stress lately though. Work and all, plus having adult acne face, which is new to me, little bummed out, but trying to feel healthy and happy. Yeah, I mean, I think maybe possibly the skin problem you've been having might be tied to health issues too. You know, I think like since you haven't been drinking, that could be a good thing. It could be clearing up your skin. I know that like the first time I quit drinking, I came back to my family's home, and my brother's wife is what's the term when she's like she works with skincare, a dietitian or something like that. But she's very educated about skin, and all she could talk about was how like great my skin looked. I relatively have good skin regardless. I like never had acne growing up, but I remember I didn't really notice it, and then when I came home, that's all she was talking about. So I definitely think alcohol plays a part in that, Scotty. Lucho, just got back to Cali from visiting family in Mexico. Gained weight back, but I can work on that. Yeah, you can. I miss them so much. Do. And their love, support was needed to keep with the sobriety. Fuck yeah, man. That's great to hear. I mean, family can be the best motivators for sobriety and anything in life. Any big thing you have, like family can be both things. It just depends how supportive they are. Both planes I went in offered me free alcohol and I denied. It felt good to say no. Thank you. I'm living sober. Fuck yeah, Lucho. That's huge, dog. That's big when you have like the opportunity to drink, especially when it being free. And then you're in a plane and you're like, what else am I going to do here? But knowing that you have the self-control to say no is big. That gives yourself power. Dermatology. I think so. Yeah, exactly. I've been overseas and at sea for months at a time with no connection to the outside world. I survived a suicide attempt in 2017, and now I'm transitioning out of the military. I started college in February. I have my associates now. I'm going to finish school in 2021 with my master's in entertainment, business, and marketing. Man, that's heavy, man. So was it the service in the military that do you think is the cause of your depression, like your line of work? Like, what would you say what would you say you're sad about? When you're feeling depressed, like, what is the sadness coming from? Hey, I luckily don't have any issues right now, but I just want to tell everyone that I hope your year is great. And to Avocado, thank you for creating Ruin Your Day, for being a dope cameraman and overall great guy. And wish you the best. Was it Tuya? Dope-ass name. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. 2020 is going to be great. Minzy421, I've been suffering anxiety and depression for 2 years now. This year we will win together. Amen. Fuck yeah, man. I agree with that. This year's going to be big for everybody. Caleb was stationed down in San Diego on 32nd Street. Congrats on getting out. Being able to talk about your issues is a big step. Took me years to open up about it and accept it. Yeah, I mean, maybe, am I mistaken, but in the military, is it like not a big thing to talk about mental health? Like, is that like a weird concept, like in the military, to like, if you're like depressed, you like just don't talk about it? Like, is it like the mindset of like, you know, like fucking nose to the grindstone and just grind out your feelings? The Noonday Demon by Andrew Solomon is a great book on depression if you want to learn more. His TED Talk is great too. I will fucking look that up. I'm actually looking for a new book to get tomorrow before I go on this long-ass flight. Caleb, my mom passed when I was away overseas. I wasn't able to be there for her funeral, and then having friends die around me gets really hard to you. Not knowing when and where you'll be is hard. Understandable, man. It's very understandable. I'm sorry that you're going through that. Like, it's rough. Like, life choices can be rough, but the good thing is, like, I know, like, losing a family member is incredibly hard, and time is the only thing that's going to heal that wound, really. It's just, like, and I know that sucks to hear because, like, I've been hearing that a lot with what I've been going through is that, oh, time will just take care of it, and that's, like, the worst thing you can hear because time is so slow when you're in pain. It's like the slowest thing, so hard to get through, but it's true. Like, each day the wave will hit you less and less and less and less until it's not a wave anymore and it won't hit you anymore. So just gotta be very conscious of your feelings and be real with yourself about what you're feeling, but not let it overwhelm you and not let you do anything self-destructive like having suicide attempts. I would suggest, if you're able to, go to a therapist. I'm actually going to 2 therapists now, and that's actually been pretty good. It's been pretty amazing. So I would highly suggest going to a therapist if you aren't already. I was 18 years old when I joined. My command didn't make it up. It feel like a safe environment to open up and talk about the stuff like mental health. Yep. Totally. Lil Dub DeBoy. Does anyone get anxiety and depression while in bed trying to sleep? If so, what can you do? That's a good question. Anybody want to answer that? That would be a really good thing to talk about. I kind of get anxiety when I'm trying to go to bed, especially when I'm like bothered by something. It's like my mind will just do that, like just go over and over and over it. So I mean, I eventually just fall asleep. I don't really have any coping mechanisms with that, unfortunately. In the military, depression and anxiety are frowned upon. The only goal is to make sure you're active and always available. It took me trying to take my life before anything was done. That's crazy, man. Hold on, let me put this cord. You can't even see it. Whatever. Yeah, that's incredible, man. That, like, they don't talk about those things because I imagine that job gives you depression and anxiety, honestly. When I get anxiety before sleep, I try and write stuff down, just whatever I'm thinking. It helps me declutter. That's a good coping mechanism. I could see that. Like if you're writing your thoughts down and you're seeing them out in front of you, I could see that being extremely helpful. That's some good advice. I do. Just watch your face, open the window, get some air, try to relax. Also, try meditating. Like if you have anxiety, like a close friend of mine has anxiety and he's been bookending his days with meditation. What he'll do is he'll wake up, put a hoodie on over his face, and all he says he does is just concentrate on his breathing for like an hour. He does that in the morning and at night. And he says it does wonders for him. So I would highly suggest that too. Look into meditation. I've had times where I'm scared to go to bed because I don't know where my thoughts are going to go. I recommend exercising a lot to burn energy so falling asleep doesn't take forever. Yep, Will Willis. That's some good advice right there. I occupy my mind when I'm trying to fall asleep by playing a podcast or something. I don't care about background noise. Keeps my anxiety at bay and helps me drift off. Yeah, that's good. Also, I sleep with a white noise machine. Currently, I don't have a white noise machine, but I have a fan that I literally just point at the wall and sleep with that. I don't know. I like literally can't sleep when it's quiet. I don't know why that is, but when it's like dead quiet, it like bothers me. I need like some sort of noise. I think I've been sleeping in like the city for too long. I hear caffeine can play into it a lot as well. I drink caffeine a lot and notice my anxiety is higher while consuming it. Yeah, Momentum TV. I completely agree with that. I mean, I think caffeine is fucking not really that good for you. As you guys know, you guys are the reason why I don't drink coffee anymore. I quit drinking coffee as a pack to this show. And I've been drinking tea recently, and tea has caffeine in it. And it's just because I've like had to like pull some long hours pretty recently, and I was been like really tired. But yeah, overall, I think coffee is just not that good for you. Like I feel better when I'm like drinking a ton of water every day. I've been trying to focus on my breathing a lot lately, and it's been helping, but not for everyone. Yep, that's very true. Going to be available for some money. Science is making progress fast. Y'all hang in there. They do talk about it in the military. I was in for 20 years. Mental health is a huge issue in the military and taken serious. I too was stationed at 32nd Street in San Diego. There's people to talk to. Hell yeah. Derek Butron. Chaplains being the number one source. That's good to hear. That's really good to hear, man. Trenton Vincent. Finally got to the point where I realized that my drive to be successful is far greater than anything. I like my beer just as much as the next guy, but alcohol in my way will not help me achieve my goals. Agreed, man. That's really true. Alcohol will never push you farther in life. It will just keep you where you are or drag you down. So that's awesome that you figured that out. That's fucking incredible. Took me 33 years to figure that out. So your year one sober video was a huge help. Hell yeah. That's good to hear, man. That's wonderful to fucking hear. Caleb, as of now, I've been in therapy for a year, feeling better, been married for 2 years, just had a baby November 17th. Great, Caleb. Congrats on that. You got married, you have a baby. You're doing fucking good, man. I'm envious of you. I'm single as fuck, living in a one-bedroom apartment with somebody sleeping in my living room, dog. So, you know, life comparisons, they're nuts. By the way, Avo, my sentence was a continuation if you scroll up a bit. Oh, yeah, okay. Let's see, what were you saying? Oh, I don't know if you guys have heard, but I've been reading about neuroscience from time to time, and apparently scientists are making nice progress with gene editing. Okay, interesting. Gene editing. That's interesting. Well, hell yeah, you guys are vibing about the commands that you're on. Hopefully you can suggest something to Caleb because you guys were both in the military. Yes, the resources are there, but the support to use the resources aren't. I've had people tell me I'm hurting my command by leaving or not being able to go out on missions. Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, like, I could see it being extremely difficult in the military to like navigate any mental health issues because you're under so much pressure regardless. If you try to talk about your mental health, you try and sweep it under the rug. Yeah, I can see that, unfortunately. It sucks. It sucks a lot. That's very tricky. But I think it's good that we're even having this discussion. Imagine having this discussion about the military's focus on mental health. Like, honestly, even 10 years ago, I couldn't see it. I feel like this new surge in accepting mental health issues is so wonderful, and being open and accepting and realizing it's important. It's great. I think it's amazing that we're all focusing on it and allowing people to say that I'm not okay, and that's okay. The thing that I've like kind of struggled with a lot in the last year and a half is obviously, you know, I've been going through issues. I've been going through a really, really rough heartbreak that's kind of like more or less at times crippled me. It's pushed me to do amazing things like stop drinking, and try to be a good person and continue to try to be a good person. But at the same time, there is a big hole in me. So, you know, sometimes when I'm not feeling good and people ask you how you're doing, the initial thing that you want to always say is I'm okay, because you want the person talking to you to not feel bad and to feel like you're doing good, and also to feel like, I don't know, sometimes when I feel like when I answer people like, oh, how are you doing? And I'm like, man, I'm fucking horrible. I feel like trash. Like, it makes me feel bad. It makes me feel like I failed, you know? Like, and I shouldn't feel like that. You shouldn't feel like that. If you're like being honest about your feelings and you feel sad, that's how you feel. It's not like, you should never like put anybody down for being in a bad spot, because everybody goes through things, and being honest with how you feel is like the truest thing you can do. And also the healthiest thing you can do is being true to the people around you that you don't feel good. Being honest is a great tool. So I made so many friends when I was in just by watching battles and the birthing. I imagine that's like a community space. Yeah, Mr. Rape Shark. If anything, it can just make your relationship stronger, that honesty. Yeah, I mean, to be really real with you guys, like, I've distanced myself from a great deal of my friends in the past year and a half. Like, I have this, like, I struggle with entitlement a lot. Like, personally, like if I'm not doing good, sometimes I, like, feel like people should check in on me. And there's, like, a group of close friends that I have that, honestly, like, throughout my breakup, there's like a couple of them that never asked me how I was doing. Never asked me like, how are you doing with the breakup, like, specifically, and they knew I was going through it. The thing is, it's like I can hold that against them, but on the other hand, like, and be like, oh, you're my good friends, you should always ask me how I'm doing, especially when you know that I'm doing terrible, and you know that I'm going through a really rough patch. But the thing is, that's entitlement. I feel entitled that they should ask me how I'm doing, even though I'm not putting it out there how I'm doing. And yeah, I need to check myself for that a lot. Like, you know, feeling entitled with your friends and family, and kind of like taking accountability for your relationships. I think that's a big thing. We need to change the stigma of having mental health issues in the military and in general. Yep. I can relate so much to what Ava was saying about feeling away about friends not checking in. I mean, yeah, it's the thing is, it's like, and a lot of friends of mine are like that, honestly. I have a really close friend who, she went through a breakup around the same time I did, and her breakup was pretty extreme also, and the same thing happened to her, where like the mutual friends of the couple didn't really reach out to her. And I think it hurts a lot. It does hurt a lot when your friends don't check in on you, but I think it's a healthy thing to like take accountability for that and reach out to them, because people oftentimes do really care about you. They're just maybe not the best about being proactive about reaching out. Maybe they think you don't want to talk about it. And being like, I've found, at least like me being as honest as I possibly can be with how I feel and what I'm going through, has made a lot of people around me be more relaxed and want to talk about their problems too that I didn't even know they had. So it's like, I think just by being honest and not like honest to the point of like transparency, and not honest to the point of like trying to shove your problems into every situation, but just being transparent. If somebody's like, how are you doing? And I'm just like, not doing too good, you know, but today's a new day, navigating through it. You know, I'm doing these other things to try to, you know, be healthy. And yeah, I think that's like a positive thing, is to just be always transparent and honest with how you feel. I think that could rope into what we're talking about with depression a lot, because if you're honest with depression and not just trying to cloak it, it will push you to seek and get help faster. After my breakup and quitting drinking, I was devastated and depressed, and there was a couple people I wish I'd cared a lot more. It hurt, but I can't have those expectations. Yep. I'm in the same fucking boat, man. Same exactly. Agent Spitz, good to see you in here, man. A lot of people don't know how to help their friends in those situations unless they dealt with the same thing and want to open up and share as well. That's really true. A lot of people don't have empathy unless they've gone through something themselves. And big breakups is a huge thing, actually. A lot of people can't relate to big experiences in life until they have big experiences in life. That's understandable. I completely understand that. But it's really true. It's honestly very true. A lot of people sometimes will, like, you know, they just won't know how to act around somebody that's going through some shit. Jacob, Avo, I know we touched on this a few weeks ago, but I want to know if you still get that feeling of sadness or whatever when those streams end every week. Oh, and these? Yeah, I still do. I still get pretty sad once these end. I think I know what that is. I mean, I think it's just like essentially counseling every week takes its toll on you, especially when I'm bringing up stuff about myself that's uncomfortable for me, but it's good. Like, it's good that I feel sad. It's not a bad thing at all. Like, what would be bad is if I never felt sad about what I was going through, you know, and I'm just like, fuck yeah, I'm doing good. I'm hitting the gym. I'm like, blah, 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 like forgetting about stuff, because that's not good at all, because then I don't navigate the feelings that I have, and then I'm just bottling them up. So it's a good thing that I feel sad, man. This is Ruin an Hour, honestly, is like one of the things that I'm the most proud of that I've ever done. And I want this to grow so much in an organic manner. So I'm going to keep doing this and, you know, until the wheels fall off, man. This has helped me so much. So, yeah. One thing that I read about a while ago that helped me to realize when you can't change something and accept it, not just acknowledging, but saying it is what it is and I can't change it. That mindset helped me a lot. It is based on an ancient Greek concept from the so-called Stoics. It can be tough, but it works and improves your willpower too. It definitely decreased my sadness and anger a lot. Yeah, acceptance is a huge thing, man, for something that you can't change. What is like we can talk about like the serenity prayer. Let me just look that up really fast. The serenity prayer all right here. I'll push this over so it can be in the stream. It's like God, which, you know, I don't align myself with God, but sure, higher power. Higher power, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I think that's a great little thing that I picked up on. It's taught in like AA a lot. But yeah, it's wonderful. I think that applies to what we're talking about. That's why an avenue like this is important. Honestly, this has been a help for my issues with sobriety. Sometimes friends and family just don't get it. We do. Yep, that's very true. I mean, sometimes also, like, that's why therapy is a big, wonderful tool to use also, because it's not like, oh, I just need somebody to talk to, but it's really good sometimes to talk to an actual professional that is quote unquote judgment free, and also that you don't really have any ties to relationship wise. So there's no like, there's no, you can't catch any feelings really in therapy, you know? And it's also a wonderful tool because it really hones in accountability. Because if you're dealing with something and you go to therapy and you're lying in therapy, the only person it's hurting is you. So it kind of brings up that fact that it's like a tool that you can use to the utmost level and get the most out of it. I've been to like 2 AA meetings, but they weren't really for me. I've talked about it in the past. Like, I don't really align myself with religion, and those programs are really based in a higher power that I couldn't get around. So I haven't done the 12-step program. I tried it. I think I got to like step 4 or something like that, but it just doesn't resonate with me. That's not to say it doesn't work. I think it's a wonderful program that does great things for a lot of people. It's just not my cup of tea. I just didn't. My journey didn't include AA. So, but it's a great thing, man. It's a wonderful thing. Everything, there's downsides to everything. Like, I could say that my way that I quit drinking is definitely not for everybody. I mean, like, I just quit cold turkey, like, and that's pretty much it. Like, and I surround myself with people that drink all the fucking time. Like, I don't like go out to bars or party, but at the same time, it's like I'm around battle rap, and at these events, there's always people that are really drunk or intoxicated. On watch, people can drink if they want to. They can smoke, you know, and I don't do that either. So I wouldn't say my my method of being sober is for everybody, but it worked for me. So I think that's the important thing, is just to find what works for you in a healthy way. But I gone sober for the month of January to tell myself I can, and have gave up fast food for the whole year to help my health. Hell yeah, Tony. That's big, man. You'll feel it, dude. You'll fucking feel it, man. Like, especially giving up fast food. That's like the worst for you. It's not even real food. It's like just like chemicals. It will feel like shit. Like, I can't tell you how much better I feel whenever I eat good. And it's so and it's so funny because, you know, I eat like shit all the time too. That's why I'm not like in amazing shape. And when I eat like shit, I fucking know it. I'm like, I shouldn't be eating this, but it tastes good. I need this for comfort, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then as soon as I finish it, I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. And I have remorse every single time. Does Chipotle count as fast food, asking for a friend? I mean, I think so. Chipotle's pretty healthy, though. But, I mean, I think it's fast food. But it's pretty healthy. It's good for you. Yeah, was it to you? I mean, like, the thing is, it's like I wasn't an alcoholic to the point where it's like I would have health issues if I quit cold turkey. And I know that's dangerous for a lot of people. And I would suggest, if you're drinking a lot, to not do it, because it's extremely dangerous. That you can die from it. But if you're drinking as much as I was, which is like, you know, I wasn't drinking like a handle of liquor every day. I was having a beer or two every day at least. And then around the time I stopped drinking, I was getting smashed every day. Like, and it was bad because I was depressed because this relationship just ended. But yeah, definitely don't suggest it for everybody. And if you're drinking a lot, like a ton of like hard liquor, definitely don't stop that. Stop that way. CRS Flow. I hate my job, and I honestly believe it's making me depressed or causing some level of depression. Unfortunately, I have a mortgage, so I need it to keep the money coming in. Wish I could quit like you did, Avo. CRS Flow. Okay, so a couple things about that. You have a house, man. That's incredible. That's like absolutely amazing. And you have a mortgage that you're paying. That's a big investment. I know that it's like envious for me because I do something I love. But the thing is, there's handoffs. Like, you have property that you're going to eventually own, and that's going to be something that you can sell or possibly even use for like income as well. You can rent it out.
I don't have property, and I cannot afford to buy property, and I will probably never be able to afford to buy property in my future. It's just different life paths, man. Also, I'm in incredible amounts of debt. Tax debt, I have credit card debt, everything. But the thing is, it's just, I've kind of accepted that that's how it is, and that I'm going to pay it off slowly, and that I'm probably always going to be in debt. I would suggest when you're working a job you don't like, because you need the money, is to try to think of it in a different way rather than like this job fucking sucks and it's the reason why I'm unhappy. And try to more think about a job as it's something I have to do and I just got to do it. So I need to somehow come to peace with working this every day and find something I like about it. You can find something you like about everything if you try hard enough. So, but I know it's difficult, man. I worked visual effects for 13 years. Granted, I was a really different person when I worked it, and I was a really big, everything was not, I'm not very proud of who I was for the past 13 years, to be honest with you. And I had a really bad attitude where I worked, where people were like afraid to talk to me because I had a huge temper. It was like not cool at all. So I think just like navigating a job you don't like in a healthy way will not only like make the people around you happier, but honestly it will make you happy, man. Like if you just focus on it like something that you just have to do, like working out, you know. Sometimes there are times that I don't want to work out, you know. Ilmac really helped me when I was in a dark place. That's fucking awesome. Did you ever feel like you can feel yourself falling into a depression again? Not just getting sad, that feeling like it's not going to end in just hopeless, empty feeling. I've been doing good, but I don't know that feel. So, you feel depressed? Is that what we were asking? You do feel that depression is setting in? Tony, thank you, man. Appreciate that. It's not a lot, but this is for the watches and encouragement during the lives. It really helps people's lives, Avo. Thank you, Tony. I really appreciate that, dog. Trust me, that means a lot to me right now. A fuck ton. Thank you. So you're feeling like you're slipping into depression. Like, what's making you slip into depression? Like, what are you feeling? Job related, relationship related, life related? What's kind of making you fall into depression? MMN. Tony, you're the man, by the way. Again, thank you. Really appreciate that. That goes far. But yeah, what else could we chat about? Depression. I think depression also is something that's going to be, for some people, a lifelong journey. Just like for me, sobriety is going to be a lifelong journey. Like, it's going to be, and honestly, there's a lot of other issues that I have within myself that I need to learn about. Like, I've just learned recently that I might be a little codependent, and I'm kind of working through that as well. So it's like depression is something that nobody's going to give you like the fucking, like, here is the fucking silver spoon, the bullet to solve depression. It's going to be something that you're going to need to navigate through a lot of work. And it's not going to be easy, but that's life. Life is not made to be easy. Life is made to be a huge fucking challenge, but it's the most beautiful challenge you'll ever undergo. And it's going to take the most work out of anything you ever do, but it's going to be the most rewarding. And that's just, the proof is in the pudding, man. You just got to put in the work. You got to put in the work to make it for yourself, because you owe that to yourself. Going to therapy, getting healthy, exercising, going outside, being nice to other people, being kind to the next human, looking out for people, having empathy, like not diving into addictions. Hold on, this microphone's about to fucking fall. That would be hilarious. And being sober if you can. If you don't have issues with drugs or alcohol, that's perfectly fine as well, and that's wonderful. But all those things will help you and be wonderful tools fighting things like depression. You can, I think, let's see. I was gonna quote Jim Carrey, but I remember he had a cool quote about like, I'm not saying that you need to eat healthy, exercise, and read and go to therapy to not be depressed, but if you're not doing those and trying to battle depression, you're going into a battle without a weapon. So you're going into it with a handicap. What's it to you, Avo, or anybody else? You guys ever wake up feeling euphoric for a few seconds and realize you're not dreaming when your life is like started to feel really bad? Wish what your life is like and start feeling really bad. Wish there was a way to end that. So, okay, are you talking about waking up from like a good dream and then you're like, oh fuck, never mind, I'm in this? Yeah, I feel that a lot. Trust me, I've like woken up from dreams recently where I started crying because I thought my dream was real and I was so happy. That's just an emotion, man. I think coming to terms with what your life is like and learning to navigate to being in happy places and feeling happiness every now and then. Because I think also a big thing that my friend Chris brought up to me is I think it's unrealistic to want to just always feel happy, to just always be happy, because nobody is ever always happy. And if you are, something's probably fucking wrong with you, because that's really unnatural. We're not made to always be happy. We're made to have complex emotions and waves of emotions, and it's for survival. It's for survival. We're made to have negativity associated with our feelings because it's helpful for us. You know, it's like I wouldn't be sober right now if I wasn't going through shit. So I think riding those waves and learning to ride them. If you wake up and you're like, let's say like you're in debt or something, and you wake up and you're like, you had a dream that like you found $1 million on the floor and you like paid off all your debt and like you like bought your family a house and like you fucking like gave a bunch of homeless people money and you're like, oh my God, this is such a wonderful blessing. And then you wake up and you're like, fuck, I'm still in debt. Nothing changed, you know. It's just a dream that's showing really where your mind's at, you know, because you're probably thinking about, oh, I wish it was better a lot of the day. So but yeah, I know that's a hard thing to accept, man. Is that like, I think a good thing too is like learning how to like associate your speech with feelings too. For one thing, it's like not saying I'm depressed or I'm sad or I'm happy, but saying I'm feeling depressed or not depressed. Excuse me. You should probably never say that. I'm feeling sad is a better, more appropriate thing to say, because that doesn't give the feelings power over you, and it doesn't make it makes you not defined by the feeling. You saying I'm sad, you're not sad. You're a human. You're way more than just sad. You're a complex thing. You're just feeling an emotion. Allow that emotion to be transient through you, because emotions pass. You'll feel something else in the next hour. I promise you. Like emotions go in and out. Philip, hey Avo, thanks for posting content like this. As someone who's been sober and recovered for 11 years and a huge fan of battle rap and the culture, this is much appreciated. Keep it up, bro. Thank you, Philip. Congrats on 11 years. That's fucking huge. 11 fucking years, man. I'm excited to get to that point. That's going to be amazing. But yeah, emotions are transient, guys. Like, I know depression is a very, very complex thing that, to be honest, we don't even understand. Like, I'm very uneducated about it. I can't say that I've really felt depression ever. I've been really sad for the past year and a half, and to be honest with you, there has been times that I've like had suicidal thoughts, but I would never acted on them, or I never thought about the way to do it or like anything like that. I'm just like, oh, like this, I can't take this anymore, you know? I think everybody kind of has feelings like that. But the thing is, I don't think I've ever been like literally crippled by sadness to where I couldn't do anything else. So I think a lot of people don't understand depression, even like psychologists, science, to where they're just throwing everything they can at the wall sometimes. And the unfortunate thing that about depression that really sucks is sometimes you'll get prescribed a prescription that will really just numb you out to everything. So it's like, not only do you not feel depressed, you don't feel fucking shit. And that sucks. Because then you're not feeling the good parts of life either. Philip, thank you for the $5. Appreciate you, my man. Kura Pro, salute from Africa. All love, my brother. Thank you, dog. I hope that Battle Rap will go out to Africa someday. I know you guys got some leagues out there, but I am trying to get URL to go out to Africa in 2020. I think that would be so amazing if Smack went to Africa. Not sure if you've heard about the so-called primitivism as a movement. Apparently, there was a significant number of European settlers that saw how the natives lived that easy life and joined them. Interesting. Desi, I don't know. I don't know why nobody's getting notifications. It sucks. It's trash. Apparently, every single one of y'all, see you next week. Hopefully, with the 2 weeks of sobriety under my belt. Much love. Jacob, see you next week, dog. Good luck with everything. You fucking got this, bro. You fucking got this. This is the second week I didn't get the notifications. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube is just fucking horrible. It's trash. I sometimes wonder how much of a role modernity plays here. It seems like depression isn't as common in the developed. It seems like depression isn't as common in the developing world, although it might be that they're tougher as they face other bad stuff. I mean, I think the reason why depression isn't as common in a world that's developing like a third world country is because you're dealing with other needs before depression. You're dealing with basic needs like I need shelter, I need safety, I need to eat and sleep. When you get all those needs dealt with, then your focus goes to how do I feel? How am I feeling today? Now that I don't worry about when my next meal is going to be, where I can sleep, if I'm safe, if somebody's going to hurt me. Like, if you're not worrying about those, you definitely will realize that there's like this internal voice inside yourself. Yeah, I think that's probably why. Ooh, Desi, I started some online therapy this week. How's that going for you, man? Excuse me, not man. Desi, so let me know about online therapy because I've actually been really interested in it. Is it like a message board? Do you like video chat with somebody? How does that work? I like how the bloke on the Headspace app phrases it. Think of good, bad thoughts as clouds in the sky. Take notice and acknowledge them, but allow them to pass. That's good. That's good. 90s baby, what's up, man? For me, anxiety is my roller coaster ride up, and depression is the second wave I get before I level out. Anyone else experience that? It's meh. It's nice to have somebody there, but it's cold. Like the interaction between that person is cold. I could imagine is there a reason why you're not going to a physical therapist? Is it like more expensive or something like that? Because I can imagine not being in the same room as somebody is wildly different than just chatting with them over video. Ooh, the one you signed up for is just texting. I can see that. I can see that a lot. Yeah, that's a good point. So it's cold. That's how you're experiencing it. It's like not very personal. I did it for 4 months. It didn't help at all. In person is better. Oh, shit. All right. Well, fuck. I know therapy is really expensive. It sucks. I'm paying a lot of money for therapy right now. I'm paying a fuck ton. But the thing is, what else is more important? Like I would rather like fucking lose almost everything I have material-wise to like get myself better. You know, like nothing matters more to me than myself. So I think even video would be better. Yeah, that's true. There used to be this phrase in the 70s and 60s and 70s where they said a rich man can't play blues music. I definitely disagree and can understand why the richest man can feel terrible. Yeah, I mean, I disagree too. Anybody can be depressed. It's not just limited to like how wealthy you are. If anything, it might be the opposite, to be honest. But yeah, Desi, anything you want to talk about since you got in here kind of late? We're just talking about mostly depression, focusing on depression this stream. Oh damn, they kept charging you after you canceled it? That sucks. That's horrible. Yeah, the medical industry is kind of fucked up, to be honest with you. Yep, you can have women and money and still be depressed. That's fucking hella true, 90s baby. It's very, very true. You can have everything. Literally, everything. I mean, fuck. I feel sad and I like wake up every day and I don't even feel like I work. I live in LA. It's like nice outside all the time. Like I have wonderful friends. I have family that loves me tremendously and that cares about what I do. And I still wake up and like there's one thing that's bothering me. It's like not having that love in my life anymore. That woman that I love out there and us not being together, and that overrides everything. So of course, like you could have everything you wanted in the world, but if one thing isn't right, it will override all that. It's so fucked up how the mind works. Yep, depression is hard. Sometimes it's environmental, sometimes it's brain chemicals. Yeah, it's like it can be anything. It's that's why it's so difficult to like get help, because it's like it's super subjective. It's super subjective. Depression is really subjective. There's a book called The Body Keeps Score, helps address how your childhood affects behavior. Textbook that really helped me understand a lot about myself. That's interesting. I'll look up that. The Body Keeps Score. I'll check that book out. That seems hella cool. But yeah, what else do you guys want to chat about? We got like 3 minutes left. I used to fantasize about living in some forest in Siberia for 1 week with nothing but a knife and then see if I either fail surviving or come back appreciating everything I had much more than before. That's big. That's big as fuck, man. Like basically putting yourself through like extreme trial and tribulation to like know what it's like to not have all the luxuries we do have, to appreciate them. I mean, I think you would. When you're around growing up, if you're loved and nurtured. Yep. Growing helps wire you, definitely. Yeah, a lot of the things we experienced as we're like growing up definitely has hardwired us to do what those things are as adults. Like we're shaped completely by our childhoods. I moved from Bangladesh to the UK for university. I'm 23 right now. Was using hard drugs during my teen years. Ended up a year in rehab. And now I'm sober, but too deep into alcohol. Well, that's amazing that you're not using hard drugs anymore, and you can get sober from alcohol, man. It's just going to take work, that's all. I don't know if they have AA over in the UK, but I'm sure there's some sort of program you can go to get into. That's all I use, yeah. I know also in the UK it's kind of tricky because the whole culture over there is so centered around drinking. I swear sometimes I feel like that's all some people do over there is just hit at the pub. But you can do it, man. You totally got this. You already quit hard drugs. Alcohol is just another thing you can discard. Like, trust me, like, you owe it to yourself to be the healthiest version of yourself that you possibly can be, and also somebody that you're really proud of. And when you're drinking, ask yourself, am I proud of who I am right now? And I think that might help you. I drank a lot and it led to the end of an engagement. Loved her, but we drank and fight all the time. Had to move and lose everything. Best thing that ever happened. Finally got sober. Congrats, man. That's fucking huge, but I know that's not easy. I know it's not easy at all to go through that. That sucks. I'm sorry you had to go through that, but I'm glad you came out a stronger and better human being. Momentum TV, see you next week, dude. Good to see you in here. Thank you so much. Primo Valentino, really appreciate what you're doing, Avo. As an addict who struggled for 12 years and has only gotten my mindset better after last year, it means a lot seeing someone like you continue to stay strong. Fuck yeah, man. Thank you. Appreciate that so much. That means a lot to me. And even you saying that helps my strength. I'm glad I'm able to contribute something to your life as well. What's it to ya? You're the man. Thank you for being in here. Really appreciate talking to you, dude. Hope everything goes well with you. And yeah, come in here next week. Same place, same time. Lost friends over the last year to overdoses and had to cope without the drugs. Fuck, that's hard, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. Rest in peace to your friends. Lil Dub Boy, see you later. But yeah, guys, appreciate everybody in here. Thank you guys for tuning in to ruin an hour. If the notifications aren't going out, just know that 5 p.m. Wednesdays, Pacific Standard Time. I can't talk. At least you can laugh sometimes. Just keep being happy. Hell yeah, dude. I love to laugh. I feel happy a lot. You know, even though I'm like heartbroken, I feel happy a lot. And I'm very, very blessed for my life and who I am. And I told, when I was going to the gym today, I hopped in the Uber, and the Uber driver was like, "What's your New Year's resolutions?" And I was like, "To keep trying to be a better person than I was yesterday." And he's like, "Oh man, that's really good. That's a really good one." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it's what we should all strive for, right?" So, yeah. But thank you guys. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe YouTube is like prejudiced against this show. But yeah, same place, same time next week. I will see you guys there. Ruin an hour. See y'all later. And then also, just to update you with what I'm doing, this weekend I'm going to Richmond, Virginia for Royalty. Get the pay-per-view, watchbattlelive.com. It's on Saturday. I don't know what time it'll go live, probably like 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a good one. So check that out, guys. See y'all later. Oh, yeah, and then Animal Planet, the box is dropping on Friday along with the music video. So check that out. Later.